Wow. For a start, can I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we gather and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and also acknowledge all of the First Nations people who are present with us today. Gillian, can I thank you for your great work today on guiding us through what's been a very full program and an exciting and interesting one. Please. Can I say thank you to the triumvirate of people who have been leading the work on bringing this all together, in particular and these are the leaders of our DTIS, our TEQ and our QTIC teams. Can I thank Andrew, Trish, Brett and the others who have worked very closely with them in delivering this great DestinationQ program. And I think we can all reflect on how Cairns was always going to be an ideal location for Tourism Week, and this refurbished convention centre with its relaxed tropical feel has been a perfect venue. But I'm really excited to see what the rest of the experience continues with us. But it's been my great privilege to both take part in and listen to yesterday's DestinationIQ, and really again want to acknowledge the whole of the team and particularly the First Nations group that work really closely with QTIC on delivering that program. But also today's DestinationQ. There are so many different elements of the program today that I could reflect on, but I'll touch on three, and maybe I'll deal with them in reverse order. On my 53rd birthday, I'm glad to hear, thanks to Todd, that steady decline of my brain is not a thing. I have taken away the message about maybe a language. I like to think I speak Esperanto like a native. No one got that joke. Okay. Or you did and didn't think it was worth a laugh. There we go. But the big three have really made an impression upon me, and I think we've all taken that away from this afternoon's session. But I also wanted to reflect and thank Don Farrell for his remarks this afternoon. I've got to really emphasise to everyone in this room that Don has done an amazing job in the international markets. He has played a pretty integral role in opening the ways and setting the path towards that re-engagement with China. And I want to pay credit to him in that regard, and it was good to hear from him and his perspective this afternoon. But I think one of the really great highlights, and from some of the conversations I've had today, the really great highlight was an outstanding panel on accessible tourism. It was a really outstanding group of people. And I'm sure there's going to be many more observations that people will make out of the sessions today, and reflections on that and other sessions that will inform us as we go forward. But today has really been about celebrating the sector's achievements over the past year, and so we can't close without mentioning a few of those highlights. We've heard it a couple of times today around Queensland's tourism economy leading the nation, worth a record $33.2 billion last financial year, well on track towards our Towards Tourism 2032 goal of $44 billion. The 26 international aviation routes secured through the Palaszczuk government's $200 million Attracting Aviation Investment Fund, including the return of direct flights from Tokyo, Singapore to Cairns, and more recently the return of China Eastern and China Southern routes to Brisbane. The 25,740 students taking part in more than 530 excursions through the Great Barrier Reef Education Experience program. And I know that's been a program that's been of great value to a number of people in the industry. Starting work on the Wangeti Trail just north of here, the 94-kilometre multi-use walking and mountain bike track that's the first of its kind in Queensland, and is an ecotourism project that will benefit the entire state and is showing the way for so many elements in ecotourism for the state. Going live with TEQ's Beautiful Way to Be campaign across all of Queensland's key international markets, including in China, where it was officially launched during the Premier's recent trade delegation. And of course, we captured the eyes and the imagination of the world as one of the hosts of the FIFA Women's World Cup earlier this year. That extraordinary event gave us that insight into the opportunities that will be presented when the biggest show on earth comes to town, at Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The FIFA Women's World Cup filled our hotels, restaurants and streets with visitors and broadcast the best of our sights and culture to millions of people across the globe. All this has been achieved through the success of tourism in Queensland in 2023 and has had its foundation in industry and government working together to achieve a shared vision. And so it was great to see the Premier this morning announce an additional $15 million for the popular Growing Future Tourism Fund. This expanded program will result in hundreds of millions of dollars of new products and experiences across Queensland. And today I'm launching 2 new Queensland Government programs that will further shape industry, encourage new ideas, support existing ones, and edge us even closer towards achieving the vision and targets of Towards Tourism 2032. The first is the Building Bush Tourism program, a $10 million fund to support tourism operators, not-for-profits and local councils to create new or enhanced tourism, social and community infrastructure, or to deliver community and cultural experiences that improve local lifestyles while also driving visitation. Project funding will range from $50,000 to $200,000, with possible projects including heritage buildings, cultural institutions, aquatic and recreation facilities, arts and music festivals, walking tracks, lookouts, and much more. So on the think of the scale of the growing future tourism, this is on a smaller scale and focused on our regional communities. It's also estimated that Building Bush Tourism program will support up to 200 construction jobs, 200 ongoing operational jobs, attract more than 300,000 additional visitors each year and inject an extra $60 million into overnight visitor expenditure. The Building Bush Tourism Guidelines are now available on the Department of Tourism, Innovation and Sports website, with the fund opening for applications on 30 November. The second new program to launch today is the $4 million Accelerated Tourism Business Development Program. This new program comprises the Tourism Business Development Subsidy, which will provide up to $2,000 per applicant for training and accreditation, available early next year. The introduction of an AI chatbot to the Business Queensland website to help tourism businesses navigate relevant information and resources. A tourism technology and innovation roadmap to facilitate better uptake of technology and innovation by industry. And a new visitor experience program and improvements to tourism career pathways to be delivered in early 2024. This suite of initiatives is expected to support more than 1,000 businesses. An infrastructure update, infrastructure update, I can also share that there will be 3 Whitsunday Islands, Hook, Long and Keswick, which will receive $1 million each under the Great Barrier Reef Marine Infrastructure Package to upgrade jetties and pontoons to improve visitor accessibility. While we have been celebrating everything that the far north has to offer, the Whitsundays are a jewel in our tourism crown, and ensuring better visitor access to more of its beautiful islands is a priority. We continue to invest in tourism infrastructure, in product and experience development, and in the development of your businesses, which is outlined in Towards Tourism 2032. And it's absolutely essential to our ongoing success. So everyone, thank you for joining us and being part of this opportunity to celebrate what we've achieved so far this year. We've made a great start on achieving our vision of reaching $44 billion in overnight visitor expenditure. We need to maintain the momentum and drive the opportunities. And I hope I can point to you that the Queensland Government is your partner in this journey and that we're investing in tourism's future. Together, we can maintain our spot as the #1 holiday destination in Australia. We have much to be proud of, but there's always more to do. I've loved the conversations today, and I'm looking forward to continuing them more tonight and into tomorrow. That's much better than a cake. And I know that Assistant Minister Michael Healy does have some words to add, and now I know why he wanted to add those words so forcefully. And this demonstrates that Todd is absolutely right, that there's no chance of me going alcohol-free.
Happy birthday, mate. Happy birthday. No candles on that beer. And I'll hand over to Michael Healy to wrap things up today.
I love an event when they say we're going to give you 30 seconds, and I've been here all day stinging to say so much. But I do want to say happy birthday. There's a list of things that I'm meant to be saying. It's nice to have you all here, and it is an absolute pleasure tonight. Go out, have a great time, great restaurants, bars, the whole thing. We've got a wonderful industry. I know, talking to a lot of our industry up here, that a lot of you have connected with them, and this was always the bad thing when I got into government. I couldn't ask for freebies or cheap rooms. But anyway, you've all done well, so hopefully you'll get out to the reef tomorrow, not too sunburnt, and you'll be able to turn up tomorrow night. There is an announcement about where we're hosting this event next year, but I just wanted to touch on Stirling's contribution, not only in this role, but next year he would have been an elected representative for 18 years. He must have been 11 when he got the gig. And he has held over 6 ministerial portfolios and countless assistant minister roles. And aren't those assistant minister roles? They're fantastic. They're great. You get up and say, "Can I say something?" Just say thank you and go. Anyway, well done. But I want to acknowledge the great work, and I tell you what, it's fantastic having somebody who's more interested in outcomes than their own personal persona and the perception out there, and it is truly fantastic to have a man that gets it, but more importantly, that the industry have been so understanding with, and they've also been able to highlight the concerns and his knowledge in this area. And the way that you interact in government departments. Government is very complex. I'd love to see Todd's view on that when he gets time. And I was interested, raising kids. Todd, that was outstanding. 24 minutes and 37 seconds. That's the longest record for holding your breath. Who would do that? And very quickly, Mark Olsen, why would you walk across that building? I've been to North Sydney, just get a cab. Mark Olsen's panel, that was truly amazing. I just thought that was Stephanie. I thought Stephanie, I mean, Dylan's a legend, we know that, and he's so Melbourne. You could just hear the way he talks, you know, mum and dad on the piss while the kids are off being looked after. But Stephanie Agnew, I felt I got almost teared up, and I mean that's the sort of that is the sort of shit that got us to the moon. That is just so impressive, and the power of the woman and her view and that attitude, that is fantastic. I'll finish Stirling because I know that's very heavy. So by the way, Nikki Huntley, royalties are good unless you're a Japanese mining company. And can I just say, in closing, obviously this has been a wonderful success for most of us. If you're having a problem, go and see somebody from QTech over there. But most importantly, it's been fantastic to have it at this wonderful event, and you would have seen at lunch and some of the new areas that have opened up. And where we are having our next event is another example of government working with the private sector, and I'm very happy to announce that DestinationQ will return to Brisbane, almost as exciting as Cairns, on the 14th of November at the new Queen's Wharf precinct, which will be a fantastic. Look forward to seeing you all there. Have a really good night. Have a good time. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Going out with a bang we are this afternoon. Thank you, Michael. Thanks to our speakers. Thanks to all of our speakers, all of our panels today. And of course, these events are possible only due to the partnership between the Queensland Government, Tourism and Events Queensland and the Queensland Tourism Industry Council that have brought DestinationQ to you for more than a decade. Thanks to all of our sponsors, of course, our platinum sponsor, Luxury Escapes and Accor, our gold sponsor, the Big Red Group and Ignite, our silver sponsor, Expedia and Tourism, Tropical North Queensland, and EarthCheck as our sustainability partner.